What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is indeed the day that Season 2 will be dropping for Modern Warfare 3. And, of course, if you guys want to see my live impressions, I will be streaming it over on Kick. Of course, if you guys want to check that out, the link to that is down in the description of this video. And we're going to be going ahead, grinding it out, getting content for it. And also on this channel, we'll be having another upload midday, probably around 4 p.m. Eastern Time, kind of, dissecting a few things about this update. We'll go over to the patch notes, things that have been fixed, things that have been ignored. We'll cover the maps, guns, all of the above. My first initial impressions. It's a lot of stuff that's going to be dropping here soon. So, of course, subscribe, hit that bell so you can stay notified. But today I wanted to talk about one thing in specific before Season 2 goes ahead and drops, because they did go ahead and promise they would touch upon this a little while ago, but I have not heard a singular word ever spoken about it again. But as you can see right here from Strafe over on Twitter, I thought this was, pretty well said. He says, "Hey guys, Sledgehammer Games, Raven, Activision, keyboard and mouse players are quitting your game every day because the input feels muddy, delayed, and clunky. The issues for why it feels this way can be found in this video here." And he also quoted this because, Huskers is saying something. And literally everybody out there who is playing mouse and keyboard are pretty much switching to controller now. And it's kind of sad because, there used to be a nice little medium ground, especially back in Model for 2019. I might have not enjoyed that game, man, but the mouse input on that game felt pretty solid, and it kind of meshed nicely with, the controller players who had, everybody complains about aim assist, but they had aim assist. I thought it worked pretty decently. But in Modern Warfare 3 here, the aim is just, it's rough. I've been pushing past it, of course. I've been dealing with it, but it's kind of obnoxious having to go through this pretty much with every single FPS game that launches nowadays. And of course, a lot of people are going to say, well, this video isn't for me because I'm on console. But again, it kind of is for you guys as well. I might be talking a lot about PC players in this video, but this issue does leak over to console players, because that video that Strafe leaked is the one that True Game Data put out a little while ago, and we discussed it on this channel as well, where there's basically Strafe, shift sway to your actual reticle itself, which basically it's never centered. It's never centered. And again, controller players feel this less because of the aim assist, but it's still relevant. That's why I'm saying this video is still for you, because it's not like this is only for mouse players. Controller players feel this at range. When you're actually at long range engagements and the aim assist does tone down a bit, you definitely start to notice that the reticle shifts while you are strafing. And this right here is one of the biggest key components on why using a mouse and keyboard and even a controller is just so, like Strafe said, muddy, delayed, and clunky. There's obviously other reasons as well, but man, oh man, if they would just remove that ridiculous feature, I swear, I would be absolutely in heaven. The way the reticle bounces as you are shifting around while you're trying to strafe is just absurd. And I mentioned this before in the previous video when I talked about this, but, Call of Duty is a game about movement. Very few people are going to be standing still, not trying to rotate, not trying to engage. I mean, people are going to, maybe camp a bit or something of that sort. But a lot of the time when you're in an engagement, you're not standing still. You're not standing stationary. You are an absurdly easy target, And you pretty much learn that common sense in every FPS games. Even the more complex FPS games like, Valorant, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, a lot of games where it's a little bit more sweaty because of, the headshot multipliers, one tap kills and all that stuff. The better accuracy wins a lot of the time. And also it's a lot of cheese too, because servers, along with one-shot headshot kills, could get a bit wonky from time to time. But in those games as well, strafing and moving around, moving your body is extremely useful. It's extraordinarily useful because it avoids you getting shot. Right? Even in a battle royale, people tell you all the time, don't stand still. Even if you're just holding down a position, you're in a nice spot in the zone or something and you don't want to move. If you're just watching angles, still don't stand still, because you are an easy target. That's what snipers want. A sniper wants to see a stationary target that doesn't move. That's all they want. If you even strafe slightly, it will give you a better chance at survival. So it doesn't matter what type of game you play. Every single FPS I could possibly think of, you want to move a little bit. Maybe less in CSGO and Valorant, because you do want to be stationary sometimes. But you get the point here. So why is it that we have this feature that literally makes you not want to move? The more you strafe, the more you're active, the harder it is to align your target in the center of the screen. You get what I'm saying? it just counterplays everything about the FPS here. And it's sad too, because they took away pretty much all the visual recoil that Infinity Ward put in, but then they introduced this feature, which is almost just as worse. But then again, it's not just this problem. This problem is, something that I could discuss for both console and PC, but for keyboard and mouse players, it gets worse and worse and worse. And they acknowledged it. That's what really is, the obnoxious part about this. If they just shrugged it off and I guess we were stuck in, the abyss and we had no clue what's going on, yeah, it'll be annoying. But, they know. They have told us they know there's issues. They have told us that they want to go ahead and work on those issues. But we're going on almost 2 seasons now, and there has not been one single bit of information. I want you guys to understand this, not a single bit of information. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose because they want the balance to be this way between keyboard and mouse players and others. But at that point, just remove crossplay if it, becomes that big of a problem. I know, crossplay is the savior of Call of Duty on PC a lot of the times. Pretty much every COD game that doesn't have crossplay dies out. It's kind of sad if I'm going to be honest with you guys, and it sucks. It really sucks. And that's why I personally enjoy crossplay, because it keeps the game active a bit longer for us, PC players. But man, oh man, if that's going to have to come at the fault of just never getting any type of support, then shoot, just remove it at that point. Just completely remove it. Wasn't there supposed to be another team that works specifically on the mouse and keyboard? What, Beanox or something like that? What happened to that? Does anybody know? Leave it down in the comment section if you know a little bit further, because I thought they were the ones who were hyper-focusing the mouse and keyboard and, the PC side of things to help along with the development so the main developers can focus on controller and it'll be the best of both worlds. But like I said, it's been radio silence. Not a single word has been said. And it's sad, too, because, if you really think about it, as crazy as it sounds, the Steam and the Battle.net community are the largest portion of the Call of Duty players nowadays. Now, that's not taking into account that all of them are using keyboard and mouse, because a lot of people did switch to PC and use a controller because they want the, the FPS boost. They want, different advantages that you could have while using a PC. And I guess, honestly, if you really think about it, it's probably a lot of people out there who switch to PC just to specifically have cheat software and all that garbage as well, man. I wouldn't push it past a lot of people out there. But again, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the PC community is pretty damn big, which kind of confuses me because, I don't understand why COD dies out so quickly when it comes down to the PC community. But it is what it is. Activision put out the official numbers, and Steam and Battle.net are literally at the top. So why can't we get just a little bit of love? It should be love across the board, and I think mouse and keyboard players deserve just a tad bit of it. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section. If you are a keyboard and mouse player, let me know what you think about this game. Like, honestly, I agree with everybody across the board. It is rough, especially in Warzone. I feel like Warzone's a bit more noticeable compared to multiplayer. Multiplayer, I can kind of, navigate my own a lot of the time. But in Warzone, honestly, it's really noticeable. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to deal with across the board. And again, I was just hoping for some discussion about this, which they said they're going to do. But absolutely nothing has been resolved. So I'm hoping with Season 2, we will see some stuff in the notes about that. And honestly, just in general, for Season 2, we're going to be covering everything across the board. So again, if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell. We're going to be covering all of the notes, weapon adjustments. Hopefully, it's going to be some meta changes. That's what I'm really looking forward to as well, man. Meta changes in, Season 2, perk changes, variety. I'm excited to try out the new maps as well. That's going to be tons of fun. It's a lot of content to be made, but you best believe on this channel, I'm going to be covering every last bit of it. And also, don't forget, we are indeed going to be doing a second upload today, guys. So stay tuned around 4 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go ahead and put up a second video discussing a little bit more in detail about the patch notes. And then the upcoming day, like I said, the rest of the content will come along. But just know that today is indeed going to be a double upload. And last but not least, I do stream pretty much daily as well over on Kick, and we are going to be grinding out Season 2 over on Kick as well. So if you guys want to see it live and in action before I go ahead and put out all of this content, by all means, you can find a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. And guys, don't forget, we do indeed do open lobbies over there. So if you guys want to squad up with me and play the new maps and grind out the new weapons with me live and in action, like I said, just tune into the chat, say hello, ask for my ID, and if you see an open spot, you can hop in whenever you feel like it. But as always, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.